You are listening to a Game of Thrones edition of the Salty Virgins podcast.
So I'm glad Westeros has Amazon Prime. Dothraki next day to...
I guess they have a fucking fulfillment center right in King's Landing.
Okay, like, we were under the assumption that all the Dothraki that were in the north were dead. And now, poof, there's like, 1,000 Dothraki just like ready to ransack King's Landing?
And
what the fuck is that about?
So, my thing is, I could see if there was like 50 Dothraki, 50 to 100, because there was some that retreated.
Yeah, like with Jorah. They
but
ran
there was
back.
like 1,000.
There were a lot of Dothraki. Like, when that came on the screen, like, my parents didn't realize it right away. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're like, oh, where'd the Dothraki come from?
You know, you never really saw them die, so maybe their swords just got blown out.
Okay. Sure, Patrick.
Just like Danny didn't hear the bells.
Did the whites just run over them and just leave them be? It's like, nah, we don't need this. We're good. We're just going to go attack Winterfell. None of this makes sense.
Far too
None
many
of
of
it
them
makes
left.
sense.
Yeah, it was like I didn't do any counting, but it seemed like they had like half of the Dothraki, and that definitely was not the case 2 episodes ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they at least had one Dothraki in any of, like, the lead up, the build up, if there was one Dothraki in the episode last week, I would at least see this coming. But there were none. And then all of a sudden, oh, here they are.
Well, I mean, they showed that they had some because the Dothraki commander in the war
there
room.
was exactly 4 Dothraki.
No, they had the 4 pieces on the war board, and he removed 3 of them. So like we knew there were some Dothraki, but not. Apparently, one Dothraki war piece is like 1,000
Dothraki.
cavalry members.
Also, I need to talk about the Golden Company being the most useless sellswords that have ever existed.
You know
They
what, the Golden Company,
stink.
you know what, the Golden Company that Sports Illustrated cover with Dwight Howard and Steve Nash and Laker jerseys.
Yeah. That's facts. They stunk. Also, okay, so the Iron Fleet. Last week, they were Steph Curry. This week, they're Zach Collins. I don't understand.
My biggest thing on that is, like, the accuracy, sure, but 2 weeks ago, or it was last week?
Last week.
When Danny descended on 10 ships, they shot 85 bolts in a
It was a
minute.
goddamn barrage.
Yesterday, Danny descended on 50 ships, and they shot, it was like I was telling my friend, it was like a turn-based battle. It was like one of those fucking video games where the characters just dancing until it's their
They
turn,
were just
and
all
then they make their move.
below decks beating it, and then all of a sudden the dragon showed up.
Yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, they shot exactly, 2 bolts?
All 50 ships combined shot maybe 3 bolts, and then the 100 fucking scorpions on the wall of King's Landing. Of course, they didn't put any on the Red Keep, which was just brilliant. But about 100 on the walls of the Red Keep maybe shot 10 bolts total.
And then Danny was like, oh, no, I'm Le'Veon Bell in the open field. Like, you can't hit me anymore. Like, this... Where was that last week?
So, to be fair, this week's result of the dragging against the Scorpions was what I expected last
Drogon
week.
ran the give me the goddamn ball play and it worked. It took Daenerys 8 years to figure out to run that play, but finally worked.
This is what I expected out of it last week, where, like, these things don't move very fast. Dragons move very fast. Maybe it's harder to hit a dragon, but it's like they set the precedent last week that, like, oh no, these are fucking machine guns that are pinpoint accurate.
And they can rotate on a dime.
And then when she circled around, Euron was like, turn him around. And by the time that he looked to his left, half the fleet was done. Like, what? Be consistent. That's all we're asking. Consistency.
Fucking
I'll
Deus
say that-
Ex pirate.
This one was from that perspective, it was better. So if this had been it the whole time, we wouldn't have too many qualms. But since they set that precedent of, like, oh no, these Scorpions are getting the job done last week, and then this week they were like, never mind.
Maybe Rhaegal was just a pussy.
He got shot in the neck. I don't know if we
Was
can blame
essentially
this on-
Rickon.
Yes, but I don't know if we can blame Rhaegal for this. Dany, yes. Rhaegal, not so much.
It's gonna
I
bob a
don't know,
weave.
man.
Also, Danny, she wasn't doing anything different. She was flying right at them bitches. She
The
wasn't really
exact
leaving.
same thing. That's my beef. Like, it was basically the same scene from last week, just without Rhaegal dying.
She did run the pull up on the joystick play one time.
Which,
Besides
great.
that, a lot of flying straight.
Oh, it was like she was like literally just mowing the lawn, just.
She was sticking to her pattern.
God.
Danny,
That-
the new homeowner. Wow.
You gotta keep the wheel in along the lines of the grass you already mowed, so you know that you're not missing spots.
She certainly did not
She
miss
should
anything on the
did
island.
not miss a goddamn thing.
Nope.
Also, is Danny not interested in having a home after this is done?
Danny's not interested in clearly anything except burning shit to the ground at this point.
Yeah, genocide.
Like actual genocide.
I get what they were trying to do, where they were like, oh, you know, there was the conversation of, oh, is she essentially the Mad King? Is she not? They tried to show that when Missandei was killed, that it like snapped her. But like Danny's whole thing, everyone's had problems with her, has been that she's been a little bit too quick to judgment on executing people. But it's always been with reason. There's always been someone wronged her, and rather than take the pussy approach, she was like, no, we're going to execute him. Which there's been characters on the show that have done that. But then that didn't happen this episode. She went from swift, sometimes a little bit too harsh, to just mass genocide. Just on the flip of a switch.
And it's like, I get being mad. And like, if you were mad at Cersei, you would go straight for the Red Keep.
That's my thing!
Go kill
Oh.
Cersei. But she was like, nah, I'm not even going to worry about Cersei. I'm just going to kill literally everyone.
Right. If she flies at the Red Keep, if she destroys the fuck out of the Red Keep, she probably kills about, what they kept saying thousands, so probably a couple thousand innocent people. It's pretty fucked, and we have a whole like, wow, she went and did that. But at that point, she stuck to her plan. That was her plan. It's maybe not everyone agrees, but it's fine. But she was just zigzagging, burning clearly innocent women and children for fun.
For next to no reason, because they're innocent, so they didn't do shit. They were just like, hey, we live in King's Landing at this very moment. Oh, wow, I'm on fire.
Like she was tearing through Flea Bottom.
There's no need to do that.
Davos' heart.
Yeah.
Davos is smuggling the Iron Throne. That was the mission from Tyrion.
Boofing it.
Yikes.
That would be the point.
They said he was the greatest smuggler alive, but come on now.
Yuck.
So you gotta ask the question: is John's dick too bomb?
No, it's not bomb.
It's not bomb at all. He wouldn't
She
fuck.
did this because he didn't fuck. Yes.
Yeah, but she
All
went
Jon had to do was
crazy
fuck.
because he wouldn't.
She was like, will you commit like gross incest with me?
It's not even that bad.
Ah, no.
Wait,
It's pretty
hold on.
Like,
Record
all
scratch.
right, well, genocide.
What'd you say, Jackson?
He said it wasn't that bad. I'm not going to ask you, would you fuck your aunt? Because now I'm afraid of the answer. But I
We
would
need that.
hope that you won't.
We need the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
But she stated that as if it was almost as if she was like, John, if I can get that dick, it's gonna be all good.
Yeah.
He was like, nah. She was like, all right then, I'm killing tens of thousands of people tomorrow.
It's murder time.
That
Maybe
was
he picked that bomb. Who knows?
Also, how about the Master of Whispers with a continent-wide spy network going on the beach in the middle of the day asking if John wanted to commit a little treason? Just
like
a
where
tiny
people
bit of-
could see him.
Well, that wasn't what got it done. Like the thing was, Varys knew he was going to die in the next day or two. He straight up told Tyrion, like when they had the conversation, and he put it out there, like this is what I'm doing. You make your choice. He knew he was cooked. So that was kind of why, like,
Quite
why
literally.
he was writing the things, but he knew what was up. It wasn't like he was. It
John, please commit treason. I need you.
was a last ditch effort.
I hate how
I would like
rushed,
to.
how rushed
go
this
ahead,
season
Patrick.
is.
Yep.
I'm fairly certain Jon Snow is giant pussy.
We had a whole episode of how they were gonna cross a bridge in season 4 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's ruining the show.
Now they just teleport and they're everywhere quickly.
Why you? Well, okay, Jon Snow very well may be a pussy, but why do you say that?
He didn't stand up for anybody. He just let Dany
Stop
have.
that woman from getting raped.
Okay, yeah, a woman respecter, Jon Snow, but
John
still.
Tormund. Wow.
John wishes.
Yeah, John certainly wishes at this point. And he just like let Dany go insane last episode.
What was he supposed to teleport onto the dragon with her? I don't understand the.
Before they left, like while they were having the trial, he could have been like, "Hey, maybe we should talk about what we're gonna do tomorrow."
Game plan a little bit,
Yeah,
Drop
that's
some players
fair.
on the old whiteboard.
But also, it was never the plan to commit mass genocide.
Maybe if he would have said, "Hey, we're gonna go in, we're gonna kill Cersei, and you're gonna sit on the throne."
Well, I mean, to be fair, Tyrion did tell Jon, like, when you hear the bells, that means, and the gates open, they're surrendering. And then the bells tolled, all the Lannister soldiers dropped their swords and surrendered. And then, I mean, there's nothing else you can do because Daenerys was told the same thing, and then she just went insane regardless.
She just
Also-
she turned up power on her AirPods.
Oh, no, she can't hear anything. She has AirPods in.
Wildly convenient that Maga North, as soon as given the opportunity to commit mass genocide and start raping people, all about it.
Yeah, that was not a
Oh,
good
they were
look.
quick on the trigger.
Big shocker there.
Like they were like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be fine. Oh, we get to rape now? Let's do it." And it was like, maybe not.
None of them listened to their king.
He's not their king. We know that.
He's not their king. Well, he will be now, but
We did get Jamie Euron, which was a little.
It fucking stunk.
The most
Well, the thing was,
useless
We didn't need
scene.
that stunk. That sucked.
it was fun to watch. It
No,
did
it wasn't.
nothing
That was
for the
not
story.
good. That was not
honest.
fun to watch. That fucking sucked.
So I didn't hate seeing Jamie and Euron face off, but it was like, come on, like Jamie's sneaking through the beach and Euron just swims up there.
You're on Phelps.
Yes, you're on Phelps. After fucking after being blown out of a ship in the middle of the ocean, he swam to that exact spot. Come on.
Fucking 500-meter freestyle out here, just onto the beach.
Just butterflying
Then-
up there.
Jamie, after being stabbed through the stomach and chest multiple times,
He got stabbed in both lungs. Like it was both of his lungs. He was like, "No, I can still walk up these long ass steps. It's fine."
he was coughing up blood until he killed Euron, and then he was like, "Oh, I feel better now. Wow."
Heck yeah.
Also, the whole
What a
Euron,
stupid
like,
fucking fight.
I see-
I hate Euron as a character so much.
I see.
Euron
what
had so much potential.
Nope.
I see what they're doing with Euron saying, like, I was the guy that killed Jamie Lannister. Like, wow, how can he be that vain? But my friend at work made that point today. He was like, if Euron was going to say something wildly vain before dying, why didn't he say, I killed a fucking dragon and then die?
Yeah.
Like Jamie Lannister, a one-handed Jamie Lannister?
He thought that Jamie was going to be the king because he was going to go back to Cersei, which is Jamie also pussy?
Big
Like,
pussy.
Jamie's
He's-
trash.
he's a bitch.
Jamie's
They ruined
character
his
out with the
character.
window like Bran Stark.
yeah.
All these characters did. All of a sudden, Arya doesn't want to kill. Jamie is all a bad guy again and wants to flee to King's Landing. This is stupid. At least, you know what? They did one thing right.
Clegane Bowl was very good.
That was
Yeah.
that was actually probably the best part of the episode.
That was
Only-
by far the best part.
It was the only 10 good minutes of the episode. What do you mean? There was no other good parts.
Yeah, I was angry pretty much from beginning until Clegane Bowl and then after Clegane Bowl.
Well, the episode did look very nice. It was shot very well.
It's-
It was beautifully put together. It was
was
just the whole
stunning.
storyline stunk out loud.
Arya's the most concussed person.
Arya cannot sleep at all ever
She-
again, or she will die.
A girl has CTE.
She has mesothelioma, 100%.
Also, did y'all catch Aaron Rodgers getting burned alive by a dragon?
I didn't, but now that I've seen the memes, I'm even more angry.
They mailed this the fuck in.
Go win more than 10 games, then you get to be in fucking TV shows.
Khalil Mack's taking notes.
I saw an edit with Khalil Mack chasing Aaron Rodgers down the alleyway before he gets burned alive.
Yeah,
It was just from game one this year, or from week one.
yeah.
So
Packers versus
back,
Bears.
back to Clegane Bowl. That was
Kyburn's skull getting dunked through the rocks.
oh
Big
my!
fan.
Kyburn getting yeeted down the stairs.
Mountain had no time for his bullshit. He was like, "No, my brother's here. We got to do this."
Oh, that was easily the funniest death I've
Seriously,
seen in this
like,
show, probably because Kyburn, while he's a minor character, has been wildly instrumental in the show, and to have him just push down a couple stairs and just head on a rock was amazing.
Splattered like a pimple.
Meanwhile, Cersei's trying to sneak past him. Like, oh, just gonna scooch past you here.
She knew what was going down.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Oop.
Is Patrick here?
I left the off and on. I gotta go turn it off.
Clegane Bowl is a wild fight, though. The zombie state of the mountain is also just wildly baffling because it's like
Yeah, I wasn't.
there's no medicine. They don't have modern we couldn't do that today with advanced science. Like what was Kyburn doing? What are we led to believe that he was doing so that a man could get stabbed through the chest, heart,
And eye.
head,
The brain.
eye?
He got
Yeah, I
stabbed
don't
in
know.
the brain, and it didn't matter.
Also, he was a monster. Like
Yeah.
he was a monster.
He fucked his shit up.
It was cool that we got to like
put,
see him. Though.
put Zombie Mountain in the low post.
He's averaging 25 and 25. If he plays 4 or 5, it doesn't matter.
I thought it was cool that we got to see him because that was like, it was kind of like a reveal, right? We hadn't seen him, and he was much grosser.
Yeah, he looked good, bad, in a
Yeah.
good way.
That was a really well done
properly
thing.
disgusting.
Yes.
The ceremonious ending of the Hound. First of all, the Hound just like laughing and being like, "Why won't you fucking die?" It was just so on brand. Also, the Hound walking up to Cersei and saying, "Your Grace," sarcastic as fuck, gave me life.
Yeah. Big fan of the Hound. R.I.P.
So far, the
Same.
only character to get a
Fire.
satisfying arc.
Yes. Literally.
And a satisfying death. Like that was a pretty dope jumping off into fire.
Pushing your brother that scarred you for life with fire into fire.
That you're
The
afraid
exact
of.
revenge that you planned for your entire life.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Much better than getting crushed by like a shit ton of bricks.
I saw
the
a lot
world's
of people,
heaviest symbolism. Handed symbolism I've ever seen.
I saw a lot of people really upset that Cersei didn't have like a ceremonious death, but I was actually kind of a fan. I wasn't a fan of Jaime being there for that because I kind of get what they were trying to do, but it was like
That gives her a happy
fucking
death
amazing.
when she deserves a sad, painful death.
But on that same token, the whole show, Cersei has been cool, calm, and collected. Always had another move. Never really showed all of her cards, and then she died powerless, crying with
All
no
of a sudden, she had
moves,
no plans.
hopeless. Yeah,
That's
like
what that's what I don't get. She was going to watch out that window until the red keep fell. It's like, I have no backup plan. This is it.
I
This
kept
is it,
expecting
man.
her to pull a card out. I kept expecting her to have a track, but then she was like, no.
Yeah, because that's
we
her
killed him
character,
before.
and
Yes.
We can kill another one. And Kyburn was like,
we just need one good shot. Like, what the fuck?
Noggers, bruh.
I hate that trope.
Yeah.
Oh, the only thing that would have been funnier if she was like, the Golden Company's still sending elephants, right?
The elephants are on their way. They're coming.
They'll be here. They'll be here tomorrow.
Because that's how travel works now.
Also, I do want to bring it back to Arya. Apparently not the fastest being alive. I mean, I get
Yeah.
that she was concussed as fuck, but it was like, she apparently was so fast that she was Win to an army of undead.
Please,
She is
just,
human.
I want some consistency. None. How did she kill the Night King? This doesn't make sense anymore. It never did, but now it
It
makes
doesn't.
sense.
Nothing makes sense.
It would have made sense if they would have shown Arya running through the streets, like zipping past people or something. Like we would have been like, okay, that's how she got through to everybody.
Just in-universe consistency. It just does. It's not there.
I did very much appreciate the Arya storyline was cool to me though, because it was the only like, I think the directors talked about this after the show too. It was like your point of view to how terrible things were going for everybody on the ground. So that was kind of, I thought that was cool to have that be like grounded and show how really disgusting everything was. But it was like
She
Arya
was a
went
different
from,
character for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
If Arya, when that bell tower fell, when she was running down the street, if she survived by making it through like the opening of the bell tower, I was gonna turn the TV off. I was.
Just
I don't
go
blame
full
you.
blown soap opera.
Also, I'll never understand the whole a very tall, skinny structure is falling. Let me run parallel to it.
Yeah, no.
Instead of
I
to
can
the
outrun
left
this.
or the right.
It's like, what the
Also known as
fuck?
perpendicular.
all the Starks took the same running lessons.
God damn, they did. The Starks are the dumbest people in the show. Wow.
Also, Jon Snow trying to individually stop hundreds of wildly racist MAGA Northmen from going to commit genocide, while also turning
mass
to have
rape.
to kill people. That was just hilarious. Grabbing one
Also-
button, like, no, please, turn around. What are we doing?
This man screamed in a dragon's face. You really can't have any logic with him.
He
None.
wants to die. I still maintain. I don't know why he's going through the motions here.
He should have just let it happen, honestly.
That's all I needed to do. All I need to do is see that shit go south and just be like, someone
You know
do
what?
it.
I can still go north of the wall again.
Good. I mean,
He could be
can't
there
reunite-
tomorrow.
He can't
Go
reunite
hang out
with
with
Ghost.
Ghost and Tormund.
They don't have the
I don't
Ghost
best.
will
think
never
Ghost-
take him back.
Ghost doesn't fuck with him anymore.
Tormund does, though.
I don't
Spin-off
know.
series.
Jamie's dead. Tormund might be coming south of the wall again. He's single.
Is the big woman still there?
He wants the big woman.
So I'm also, I think last episode you said it, Jordan, that you thought that this was going to be a culmination. The next episode was going to be a recap. Now we have to have a lot more resolution as well as recap in one
a lot
more
of things has
hour
to
and a half
happen, and
episode.
yeah,
And somehow
Yeah.
that long.
Sansa's going to teleport to King's Landing for sure,
Oh yeah.
because that's a light trip, and you know, and I guess Bran, you know, maybe it's all downhill from the north.
Yeah. You just
All downhill through, American airlines plane.
you just put him on the wheelchair and give him a push.
I also saw the theory that Bran brought the horse for Arya, and for a sec I was like, "Wow, that would be cool." And then I remembered
The writers
Bran's
aren't that
fucking
smart.
useless.
Also,
There's
writers are
no
not that
way.
smart.
Honestly,
fucking-
at this point, I don't know why Bran was in the show.
They spent 7 seasons building it up, and then did nothing. They actually did nothing. with him.
Nothing.
To be bait. To be bait. He has all the coolest fucking capabilities, and then I was like, "Well, he'll probably
Netflix
attract the
time.
Night King."
It's so sad.
I know I started off pre-production by saying I think I like this episode more than you, Jordan, but I'm slowly realizing I didn't.
I told you it was not a good episode.
If you ignore all the bad writing and only focus on how good it looked, it's great.
It did look great. Shouts to the director. Shouts to the visual effects people.
Cinematographers.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
then you put in the
D&D, suck my dick.
Yeah, you put it in the context of the last 7 seasons, it's real bad. It's
It's
real
awful.
bad.
Can we revisit
It's
the
a
whole
Mi- it's a
Game of
Michael
Thrones
Bay
versus
movie.
Avengers argument?
I'm just saying, Avengers was better.
Is there an argument?
Pat
Patrick,
still
answer
thinks-
for your sins.
Well, at least in regards to season 8, there's no argument. In
I was
context
saying
of
episode
full series versus
3 was good.
Episode 3 stunk! What do you mean?
Episode 3 stunk, Patrick.
Do you mean
Episode
two?
2 was the only good episode this season.
Episode
Yep.
2? What happened in episode
Yeah.
2?
A lot of great character development and a lot of not ruining things.
And Tormund was very funny.
And the Hound was very funny. That's the fucking litmus test for this fucking season.
Is there Hound and is there Tormund? No bad scenes. So now there's no more Hound, no more Tormund. Episode 6 is gonna stink.
Episode 3 was essentially great. You know, it was, people complained that it was too dark. I saw everything fine. So anyway, but it was a looked good, a lot of cool special effects, but all just shit battle tactics, no logic, really unsatisfying ending for a lot of things, a lot of failed character arcs. It's just episode 3 stunk.
Yeah. Episode 3 stunk. Episode 5 stunk. Episode 4 was fine.
The Scorpions on the dragon was pretty fucked.
But outside of that,
No,
it was
Well, when you
fine.
look at it,
Episode
the lens
wait,
of just
season
4.
8, episode 4 might be the worst episode in the entire series.
Well, when you look at it, if you
Yes.
look at just episode 4 as a standalone, I think it was a good episode of television. But when you compare it from a consistency standpoint and then from the storyline standpoint, it was terrible as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, the season 8, episode 4 might be the actual worst episode of Game of Thrones in the entire series.
Okay, I think there's, now that we're one episode away, I think there's a discussion to be had. Why did D&D take the check and say 6 episodes when other people were like, no, we'll do it and we'll do it justice because we care about the product?
We understand you want to go write some shitty Star Wars movies, but no.
Yeah, the Star Wars movies are going to stink.
Is that what they're doing?
Yes.
Yeah, they are the writers of the next Star Wars trilogy.
Yikes.
Which, who wants 10, 11, and 12 of fucking Star Wars in 2022?
Disney does that too.
I mean, yeah, there's another $1 billion easy, but
Can
not
we
I.
talk about George R.R. Einstein? Fucking, what if this was the shitty ending that he drew up and he was like, let's give it a trial run? And I was like, that's not anything like what I told them. What do you mean? I got a much better ending.
If he makes me read that 2,000-page book to get a satisfying ending, I will kill myself.
I'll do it. I'm so unsatisfied that I would do it just for a chance at redemption on this fucking thing. I get that, like, to be, you know, to on the other side of the coin, it's like when you have 2 years of expectations and fan theories, there was almost no way that everyone was going to be like, this was incredible, this is exactly what we wanted for this season. But also, there was a lot of possibility of us saying, like, that was a little bit rushed, but wow, that was still a good show.
That's out the window.
They
now,
could
I
have
think.
tried. They could have tried.
What'd you say, Pat?
I said that's out the window.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is there any chance at redemption? Is there any possible thing that could happen in this last episode? Like, because I think they said for this season, Game of Thrones had best TV show of all time in the bag. All they had to do was not blow a 24-3 lead.
Oh, they
And
fumbled.
boy, did they.
I think the
So,
only way they redeemed
We're heading into
themselves,
overtime right now, and Tom Brady's getting the ball first.
Yeah.
the only way they can redeem it is if all of the last episode is just Bran flashbacks and how he's pulling the strings the whole time.
So what
I
I
could
read
live with
on
that.
the internet,
You can't say.
I'm not going to say it, but
Don't even talk about it. Don't even talk about it. I don't want you
yeah.
saying anything remotely near anything about the finale.
Oh yeah,
Anything.
buddy.
Did
towards
you guys
spoiling
read
this.
those
You're dead.
spoilers?
You're fucking dead to me.
No,
Stop.
I decided not to, but Jordan did.
Yeah,
Jordan.
so I need you to stop that thought right now, Jordan, and shut it down. We can talk about it next week.
okay.
I saw on Reddit, it was like, the only good ending for this show is just Ned Stark waking up and being like, 7 hells, I had a terrible dream.
Yeah. I saw
Bobby-
one.
Bobby B, you want to go hunting?
I saw one meme that was Catelyn Stark telling Ned to be like, "Don't go south," and he was like, "Okay." And then none of this happens.
You know, you're right. I like it here. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed covering in that episode. Grey Worm also just, like, I get that Grey Worm's upset, but they fucked up. They didn't need to make Grey Worm like Dany. Like, Grey Worm is essentially Dany now.
Yeah. I mean, he always was going to be in the end after Missandei got killed.
My son.
Yes.
I don't know. Grey Worm has showed himself to be like, you know, obviously
Very
an
EQ.
elite combatant, an elite
Yeah.
commander, and be able to show reason, whereas the whole point of the Unsullied was to not show reason and to just fight. And the whole thing about Grey Worm is he's been able to be a strategist. So I could see Grey Worm doing something, but what I couldn't see was Grey Worm deciding to just he was the linchpin on the genocide, right? He made the first move. Everyone was looking around. Jon was ready to set it down. He made the first move.
Yep.
Yep.
The Lannister turned around to start trying to help people get out of the city and spear through the back.
And I'm all for, like, I'm low-key a fan of this show doing things with characters that I don't want, as long as it makes any sort of semblance of sense and has any value to the storyline. But this was like just going out of their way to just fucking ruin any credibility or
It took all of 40 minutes for Grey Worm's character to get ruined.
Yes.
just like they did with Jamie last episode and this episode.
Yes. It took them 25 seconds to ruin Jamie. Everything stinks.
So, Jordan, go on mute. Next episode, predictions from Jackson, Patrick,
Like what I'm predicting or what I want to happen?
both.
I am predicting John kills Danny, or someone kills Danny. Maybe Sansa pulls some strings.
I agree.
And
Danny's
then-
dead. I think
She can't
I
leave the
think
north. Sansa can't leave the north, but
She'll teleport to
He can
King's
leave the
Landing.
north.
okay.
Maybe Arya.
Yeah.
I
I think Tyrion also dies. I think Danny probably just gets. He'll say something like kind of wrong, and Danny will just be sick of him.
Maybe Tyrion kills Danny.
that would be wild.
That would be great, but that would be
That might-
something we'd
That might
want.
be best case.
I can, yeah, I'd like that. I wouldn't mind that. Like tie it back with Varys a little bit. He sees how Varys is right.
I think that well, you know, I think I'm thinking a little bit too logically.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
The
Channel some Michael
whole
Bay.
thing with Jon Snow and the Starks, right, going through is that as rulers, as an honorable ruler, if you are going to, and that's been the biggest character flaw with Dany, is if you're going to pass down an execution, you do it yourself. Because that humanizes the killing of someone, and that makes sure that, like, I as the leader have passed the decision down. I also, you know, I'm not going to have someone else do my dirty work. So I think this could culminate with Jon. I just don't know how Jon would get to the throne to do this, but I could see Jon, if he decides to take the throne after all this bullshit that's gone down, which would mean Jon would have to show a shred of courage and turn against Dany, which is just not going to happen. But I could see Jon executing Dany as, like, the final straw, like sentencing her to death and then executing her. I think that would be
I
wild.
think the way that's going to happen is that they're going to turn on Dany. Dany's going to tell Drogon to burn Jon, and nothing happens. And then everyone sees that he's a Targaryen. Dany can't kill him. Drogon will listen to him, and then he kills Dany.
This would be the
I could see the
dopest
vision on that.
ending. Is Danny has all the Starks come down to be executed for betraying her, and then they're all lined up, and she's about to say Dracarys, and then Bran wargs into the dragon and eats Danny.
That'd be good.
As long as Bran does anything, god damn.
Bran could literally kick Dany with a horse in the head, and that would make me feel better about Bran's existence.
Please do anything.
Any one of those, I still maintain that I don't foresee an ending where I walk away from the show thinking this was through and through a good show. This is kind of just being filed under one of those shows that was great, but just kind of either rushed it in the end, went on too long. Like, there's a whole category. All right. But I think there's a bunch of possible endings that still round it out so that I'm just not upset for the next, like, month.
The thing is, it didn't even jump the shark because it needs more seasons than it's getting.
Correct.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what's so odd about it. But that wasn't, like, what was the decision on that? Was that D&D's decision?
Yes.
HBO said, we'll give you as much money as you want for as much time as you need. We don't mind doing like 9 or 10 seasons with 10 episodes a season. And they were like, nah, we're going to do 8 seasons and it's going to be 13 episodes between the last 2 seasons.
They took the 1 year Supermax.
Yep. Player
They're
option.
getting that Chris Paul $40 million.
In his last year on this deal.
Yes.
It's the bird rule.
Bird rights.
So any other predictions, thoughts, comments, or you guys want to wrap this one up?
I'm sick of talking about this episode.
I'm
all right,
so
guys.
mad.
Let us know your takes. If you agree, disagree, if you have any cool endings that you have any, if you think Pat's takes are shitty about Endgame versus Episode 3, I'd be more than welcome to hearing that. If you think his takes are good about that, then you can send it to him.
Only him.
Also,
He'll tell us, don't worry.
if you want stickers, let us know. They're now itching to get out of our possession. So please.
I went and bought
Let us-
stamps today, so
I have stamps. Jackson has stamps. Patrick may have stamps.
I have stamps.
So basically, just drop your address in our DMs, and we'll make sure you get stamps or stickers.
This is stickers.
if you want
You
me to
can also-
mail you stamps, I'll throw a stamp in for free. Why not?
Uh,
First 10 people that reach out to me, I'll give you a free stamp too.
That's fine.
Our first major promo.
Stamps.
I'll send a picture of my foot.
No.
All right.
Let him secure that bag.
You know what?
All right,
Never
guys.
mind.
We will have
Bye.
I guess by the time you're listening to this, we'll also have a new episode dropped. It's a fucking
we were all
mess.
together and super drunk.
They'll be able to tell. We also talked about it
Boy, will
belligerently.
they. Boy, will they.
All right. As always, guys, we love you. Like, comment, subscribe, 5 stars.
Tell your friends.
Heck yeah. Peace.
See ya.